Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Target Acquired by JRPC InfoSec. You might know it, but this is our second time streaming, um, and we kind of just forgot to record the last one. So yeah, we worked out the issues, and now we're kind of doing it all over again. So yeah, Jesse, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, everybody. Co-founder JRPC InfoSec. That's what I've got for you for an introduction today. Let's get into it.
And I am Preston. I'm the co-founder and director of defensive security operations at JRPC InfoSec, as well as leading up our threat intel team that we just launched yesterday. And
Yesterday.
and we're still, working out the kinks of that, which I think everyone has gone through at one point in time and another. So that's good. And my camera's down here because I'm on my Surface. So I'm
Hey, you
looking up.
look a lot clearer than you did last time.
Yeah, I'm actually using this AI plugin, or I hate calling it AI ML plugin, to clear up the screen on my crappy camera on my Surface.
Oh, nice. Nice.
So
What plugin is it?
I don't know. It was on some GitHub repo, so
Rock on.
I just installed it and it works pretty well. I'll probably get one for the sound too. Um, yeah. Let's see if hold on. Let me make sure the stream is okay.
I'm looking at it over my right shoulder, and it looks nice and clear. I don't know about the sound though.
Apparently, we have a commercial that played during it.
Oh yeah, already?
Yeah, and it caught up on our thing. Hold
We're
on.
now commercialized, huh?
I'll for the viewers. I'm gonna mute the. Oh, are we not getting audio up? Say something, Jesse.
Something. I am
All right,
here.
cool. 1 second. All right, cool. We're good. We're getting sound and everything. So we're good. We're getting sound and everything.
Very cool.
So we're good. We're getting sound and everything.
Very cool.
So
All right, you want me to jump into? I've got a couple news articles, and we can
yeah,
just briefly discuss them.
yeah. Let's do that.
So these are the intent is, and I'll send you the links in chat. Is that
Oh.
how we want to do this?
Uh huh.
Um, these are,
Teams.
uh, yes, I can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, let me do that. So the first one is Brian Krebs wrote up a pretty cool article about bypassing security controls for Experian that came up last week, I believe it was. That's that first link if you want to show it or not. But essentially, this is directory. Is it directory traversal? I would call it directory traversal because I'm a noob. Anyhow, you're replacing a statement within the URL with /report. And you can do that even prior to entering in security questions. All you need is a username and a social security number, I believe, which are now selling for less than 5 cents per batch of 100 or so.
Oh, really? For a social
Yeah,
security number and
yeah.
everything?
Yeah, well, for social security number and valid email, I've seen them for 5 cents for 100.
Now,
I don't know.
Equifax was the big one back in the day, right?
Equifax was the big one. Yeah, this is so it's geez, I don't know. This is not my realm of expertise. Experian, Equifax, and there's one other one are the trifecta of credit reporting agencies. Let me look it up real quick. Credit reporting agencies, and they are subsidized and everything else. But who do we have? TransUnion's the other one I'm missing. So yeah, Equifax was a big one that got popped. This one, I don't know if they sent an email out about them being, excuse me, Experian, but yeah, they got wrecked. They got, this is very ungood. You know,
Oh.
not a lot of defense against this as far as I'm a customer of theirs, right? And somebody has my
No, there'll be some
data.
class. There'll be some class action lawsuit.
Oh, for
So,
sure.
how did these
Sure.
guys do it exactly? I know you explained it already. Okay, so they just did directory transversal.
Yeah, yeah. Just replacing some characters right up in the
So
URL.
this is basic OWASP top 10 should have been prevented.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, totally,
Yeah.
totally.
So
I mean, this is how we learned to surf the internet back in the day and looking for porn, right? We would just put in the next, logical number up or the next girl's name that we liked. This is how we did it. Some real basic stuff. Only this is actual. I think I would call it directory traversal because it is popping into the report generation, right? Um,
some web app guy, some web app pen tester is
right,
gonna be like,
right.
actually.
Yeah, and
So
that's totally cool. And they're probably 100% right.
yeah,
Like,
they're gonna actually us, but
yeah, I'm cool with that, man. Like, I deserve it.
neither here nor there. Yeah, but this goes to show you like this common trend with like um a lot of companies to this day is that they 1 second, we put this down, is that they still don't follow the basics,
Yeah,
right?
this
All these
happens.
developers.
This is Experian. These are huge, right? And they
Yeah.
can't afford to do a little dynamic and static analysis testing, and they can't. Where's their bug bounty
Well,
program? I guess I should
where's the
look it up.
CID where's the CI/CD pipeline that they're catching this, and where's the
Right,
senior
right.
principal
Yeah.
engineer who's going to be in that pull request?
Or even, are they in a bug bounty program,
Yeah.
and what's that about? And not to knock Experian, I'm not a huge believer in the whole credit world, but still, I mean, you've got access to millions and millions and millions of people's data. Like, respect it or die, right?
Yeah. And that also, like, even companies that like are hugely, and this is not just because of Experion, and maybe they just don't do the whole um like they're just an exception to this rule. Even big uh security companies or big development companies have huge glaring holes in their security all the time. Um, like now, I think since the trend right now is not to pay the ransom for like ransomware attacks,
Is that the popular way to go nowadays?
that's the trend right now. Is you're seeing an overall decline in ransomware payouts. Um, you can say that with the rise of cybersecurity insurance, even though it's kind of a double-edged sword there. Um, so I got post nasal drip, and so I'm just gonna be coughing this
Oh,
entire time.
no worries.
But yeah, so you're seeing the trend, the downtrend in sort of cybersecurity, like sort of ransomware payouts. And as that trend continues, you're going to see the cyber criminal organizations like your tier two, your Contis, and your Evil Cores, and who are the big ones right now? Lockbit. You're going to see those guys start pivoting towards the big people in security, right? Since the small people are protected by the big people, so like this your CrowdStrikes, your Sentinel ones. This is my prediction, and I'm not saying it's happening in 2023 because there's plenty of money still out there to be had. Is that
Wait, can we
as
say? Can you write it down? Can we say predictions for our game?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay, because
But
I
my
got some too.
my prediction in the next 10 years is that these
Oh my
ransomware.
gosh, you just said you were going to save it for the game. I'll shut up.
Okay, well,
What's
anyway,
No, no.
anyway, but the ransomware gangs that are gonna pivot towards security companies, and
Uh, Not only that, but they are going to find a way to get paid.
yeah, and that's what it would be because like
Yeah,
if CrowdStrike gets ransomware or Sentinel One or
yeah. There goes all your legitimacy,
and
right?
well, not
Goodbye.
only legitimacy, that means it's a downstream effect too because we have to think about you know now if CrowdStrike agents can't call back and get updates from CrowdStrike server,
Yeah, yeah. What kind of security are you really providing
and
for that?
that's
Oh
that's
my
a
gosh,
really tough nut to crack because
that's a huge tangle. Yeah. Oh my.
CrowdStrike is like literally like the leading cybersecurity EDR.
Yeah.
They have a bunch of researchers. They're huge. They have like I think they like manage 54 million endpoints or something. It's incredible, right? However, I mean, if you can do it, I mean, who knows? The reason why you haven't seen people go after EDR platforms is because it's a tough nut to crack. I mean, other than evading them,
You think so?
yeah, it's just not worth your time. Like why would I waste my time
Fair enough.
figuring
Fair
out
enough.
like the vulnerabilities in EDR platforms when I can just bypass the EDR detections and
Completely.
install
Yeah.
ransomware or embed myself, right? Um, and people like to say, well, EDRs can't be hacked on the thing because they're using whatever protection, whatever it's called, like tamper protection. Um,
Essentially a rootkit, right? How do you rootkit a rootkit, or how do you hack a rootkit, right?
well, I mean, there's probably some answer out there. I'm sure some, tier three APT that does like intelligence apparatus, like Fancy Bear has some answer to it, right?
Hey, tier three, by the way, for you guys that don't know, that's just how we're designating state actors, right?
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
forgot. We did
yeah,
the
yeah.
first episode was lost to the ether.
Yeah, yeah. So it's tier one would be like a script kiddie, hacktivist to an extent. Nerds with a passion but no scope.
Like that one person who just got the no fly list from 2019. That one woman
Correct.
from
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
yeah,
awesome. Or the
that's a tier one.
yeah, tier two would be, hey, I'm buying this legitimate ransomware product from, people that develop this, and we're going to start applying it. Right? We're out for the money or in for the money. We're trying to get
Well,
money.
you can split tier two up in two different categories: initial access brokers and ransomware gangs.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you
right.
go.
So they're in it for the money and they're in it for selling, and they might have some state level backing like funding it, but they're criminal gangs, right? And
Right. They're
that's
researchers.
literally 90% of the hacking you hear about is criminal activity, and it's not state. The term cyber war, I'm gonna steal this from Marcus Hutchins, is like kind of a misnomer because like let's say like Russia hacked the United States power grid. That's an act of war. I mean, the United States would just fire missiles, right?
Well, are we going to get into like really? Are we going to get into that? Like, are we going to talk about what was it? The USS what in the Mediterranean?
No, no, we're not gonna get to that.
Okay,
But these things are acts of war, right? And
they are. I agree.
they'll be dealt with acts of war. And uh and usually if the term cyber war is overused when an intelligence apparatus like these tier 3 guys like Fancy Bear, well, Lazarus Group is a exception to this rule because they are financially motivated because of the situation of the country, but like most of these other big the big
APT
boys.
one. We've got the spiders, all the spider groups. That was Russia. Fancy Bear.
Well, spiders just mean they're criminal gangs, and then like
Yeah.
or anything bears. Or I don't know. CrowdStrike has got a whole thing about that, but these guys are there to they're not there to ransomware or disrupt operations. Normally, they are there to collect intelligence. So it's a spy operation. That's usually meant with human human side to human intelligence side. Um,
So again, we're getting into T3 guys.
Yeah,
Just so
those guys, they want into your network, they're gonna get into your network, and it's about stopping the damage,
yeah, it's like
stopping the hemorrhaging.
where's your VPN hosted, right? And why is it hosted there? Is it hosted there to be vulnerable to Five Eyes, right? So that they can backdoor the heck out of it or collect logs from there, or is this a non-extradition country? So the Five Eyes are going to be there, or is that too much of a digression?
No,
It's,
no, I
it's
don't
just
think
something
so.
that's it was a
We'll figure out the
conversation.
format of this stream podcast as time goes. I have a bunch of equipment coming, so we can actually have sound, and I have a
Oh, nice.
external graphics card, so we can do the thing. So all these things they're gonna be attended. Like we'll trust me, this stream will get better over time, ladies and gentlemen. Just not right now. It'll be a really rough us like shooting the crap or whatever you want
Yep.
to say.
Yep. Pretty much. So shall we move on? I've got an Apple Patches iPhone 0 day. That's interesting to me. Not in our vertical, but still very interesting, right? It was. Did I send you the link for
Yeah,
that?
you did. I'm about to put it up on screen.
It's just a real teeny tiny little blurb. Google Threat Analysis Group found it.
Project
Web,
Zero. What are they called?
yeah, yeah, the WebKit bug, and yeah, I mean, this is like everybody's always saying, or I get frequently asked. I use an Apple. Doesn't that make me invulnerable? It's like,
That's still a meme from like the early aughts.
right, right. It's
Yeah.
just not targeted as much because they're not as common,
Yeah.
right?
I have to do something with WebKit here. The arbitrary code. So it's 10 out of 10 CVE.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
It's legit.
for
It's
everyone who's
legit.
like getting into sort of infosec or anything, 10 out of 10 means there's arbitrary code execution and exploit code is
Easy
out
to
there.
do.
POC code's out there. Point.
Yep. Easy to do. It's available, and it will hurt you.
Yeah. So, well, I don't know if it was active. If we looked hard enough, we probably find the exploit code somewhere out there. So it might
Do we
not be
want
10
to?
out of
Let's
10.
do it. Let's do it. Let's find it.
Uh, if
No?
we prepped this, I would do it. But
Yeah,
we're gonna go on
I
a
was having
wild
that
goose chase.
conversation earlier. Yeah.
If we had any prep, we do zero prep here. So
Yeah.
we just wanted
For
to get
now.
it.
For
We were
now.
supposed to do these shows on Mondays at noon, but noon Pacific or Arizona time.
Yeah.
But
And that's
yeah,
working out.
we're finding our way. We're
We'll
overloaded
get
with
there.
work, so
We'll
we have
get
to
there.
figure it out. But yeah,
All right.
so mobile device security, right? Um, which admittedly is completely out of my wheelhouse in terms of defense and or attack. TCM has a very interesting course on mobile application. It's the Cyber Mentor or TCM Security. They're excuse me, a red team sort of side. Things they have a really interesting course on that if you're interested in hacking phones.
Can't praise that dude enough, man.
Yeah,
Throw all your bones
Keith
at
Adams
Keith Adams.
and that
What
guy
a
who
legend.
does Simply Cyber, Chris Auger, I think I'm butchering his name probably. He's got a really good stream he does every single day of the working week, so Monday through Friday at like 7 a.m. my time, so like 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or this would be like 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time now. Um, he does like he goes through the things like we're doing, like rapid fire stuff. So it's called the threat brief or whatever. Does a better job than we do at this. We just kind of touch it because it's easy
For
content.
now.
Yeah.
For now.
Okay, go ahead. You said.
I no, that's all I had. I just shot you another
Yep,
link.
I
This
have it
is
up on the screen.
another mobile phone, T-Mobile exposing data, customer data, right? Not a lot of information out, but I looked at this like a week ago. There's probably something that's been updated, but 37 million customers, that's a number, right?
Yeah.
Let me see if there's anything updated as far as
I mean,
exposure.
this is what this is gonna do here. I mean, the trend with this stuff, as I've read, I was like tracking this when it came out, and the thing is with like this stuff is that this is gonna the big takeaway here is it's gonna lead to more social engineering attacks against us like normies, right? So people that aren't cyber when we say normie, it's someone who's not
Yeah, so
cybersecurity
this
aware.
is grandma and granddad getting that call from the tax collector. The U.S. IRS is
Yeah,
calling you directly
and they'll
to.
spoof a number from the police or something, and yeah,
Yes, yeah, yeah. It's I've had a couple people call me that I know about this stuff. It's not uncommon, and it's not scary to you and I, but
how did they get the? Did they say in that article how they got
no,
the
I was
brief?
just looking. I was just looking
If I
for
remember,
so.
if I remember, it's like an API. It was an API.
Correct. It
Okay.
is. It is API. It didn't give out a social security number, password, payment card details, but it did expose name, address, email, phone number, date of birth,
So
account number.
I want to say this: when these breaches happen, um, a lot of people go, "Oh, it's names, addresses, and phone numbers, whatever."
Dude, that's all you need.
Well,
That's
not
all you need right
well,
there.
another man's trash is another man's treasure, right? Like
Hmm.
it's just like how these. If you ever like have ever seen or read about an actual intelligence operation and how an intelligence operation is gathered, there's literally no detail that is to if the guy puts his pinky
But
out when he drinks tea, that is annotated. So
yep.
this stuff is gold to a lot of things. Like let's say I need the
But
cross reference. What if I
the
was looking for someone who recently changed his I'm a private investigator and I'm
email
looking for
address,
someone who
physical
oh
address.
yeah, it's physical address, and physical addresses are usually updated because of payment information on phones, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, yeah. No,
So
you're
this
correct.
would be easy. I mean, this would be awesome for me. So it's again, it's all about a amount of context.
Well, look at the other side of the house. If we're going to go into like another man, one man's trash is another man's treasure. The current strategy of uh, our buddies over in China land is to collect everything. Like, look at
Yeah,
TikTok, right?
TikTok. Yeah,
That
perfect
is
example.
a giant collection operation. And you're like, oh, who cares? It's millions and millions of people and they're not going to use it all. And it's like, right. But they're organizing this data and they are retaining it. And it could pay off in the future, right? Because you're
It's probably
getting,
paying off right now.
yeah,
I
little kids to everybody, everybody,
I told
right?
someone, if like, what if I knew everything about you, and like how you, where you want to, where you get your coffee in the morning,
Yep.
what grocery store you go to, and I can just
Car you
follow
drive,
what
your
kind, yeah, yeah,
house,
exactly, what phone numbers you have.
your pets.
If I knew everything about you, right? How powerful am I in your life? I'm incredibly powerful. If I was a
Well,
malicious
let's think
actor,
back to our teenage days, right? And our teenage rage over that girl that dumped us, or who we were just super insecure about. Like, everything about them. You're going to be able to crack their password in like 10 minutes, an hour,
this
right?
guy, this took a dark turn.
Well, no, I mean, but it's this is a real example of super simple data proving really really useful. I
Yeah.
know the books you like, I know the
Oh yeah.
characters you like,
Well,
I know your favorite movies.
which is amazing why like social media is the way it is and how people they care about privacy until it affects them, but they freely give up this information on social media and TikTok and all
Yes,
these things, right? Um,
non-confrontational acquisition of data, right? That's
yeah,
we'll have to coin that term. I like that. Anyhow, I'll shut up.
non-confrontational acquisition of data.
Yeah,
Not already trademarked?
it probably is. It probably is. I'm just trying to think of like I had come across one of my feeds earlier. Those dating dudes. I'm like, why am I seeing this? I'm pretty happily engaged. Okay, well, what's it about? And it's about teaching people to not be douchebags to pick up chicks, right?
Yeah.
Like, how do you do it correctly? And it's non-confrontational, collecting information. Anyhow, I'll shut up.
Oh no,
Uh,
understood.
I do have a. So Live Overflow did some on that WebKit,
The
and
one
I
for the
have.
iOS?
Yes, yes. I did look that up last week. I don't know if this is specifically related. It was just for me to wrap my head around what all is in a WebKit, what we're doing, and how we're attacking it.
Ah,
So,
okay.
yeah, I was just trying to understand what was going on. And if you don't know, like, when you're getting into this industry, let your curiosity lead you down all these stupid rabbit trails.
Yeah, you can
Live
become an expert
Overflow,
in
I'm not
something
calling
real
you
quick.
stupid. I'm just saying, like, you're going to go down all these crazy rabbit holes. Go and search and find and, explore, man. It's a fun world. There's a lot of cool information out there.
Yeah, he
And
even
that's,
admits to a lot of his limited experiences in this stuff. And also, like, when you like obsess over something and you become an expert in it, like you like learn everything about it, you become an expert in it, and that's valuable in and of itself. You don't need to know everything in cybersecurity. You need to know the basics, and then from there you need to figure
how do
something
I
out you
find it?
like
Yeah.
don't just because like, oh, I literally like malware, but oh man, the OSCP, I have to go with the OSCP. Like, no, you don't have to get the OSCP. Like, you're in the malware. So, like, don't you know figure like
It,
don't
they do have some development, but there's like 7 or 8 good development courses out there now.
Sector 7 I'm thinking about.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, that's when I saw it pop across the other day. I was thinking about you. You linked that one training module, and what I was thinking is CRTO. I saw popping up the last quarter. I haven't seen it this year so far, but CRTO being a certification from I don't know.
uh
Let's see.
those 0 point security.
Yeah, it's supposed to be super legit. And anyhow, I thought I'd throw that your way, Preston. I don't know if you had forgotten about it.
No,
But
I will. No, I'm definitely gonna do that. But I'm also breaking the rule I just told everyone. I'm grabbing my PNPT early February. So, and I'm moving on to some other certs that go, pad the
why is that
resume.
breaking your rule? Why is that breaking a rule?
Oh, because I'm a blue team guy.
Oh, gotcha,
Even though
gotcha.
I have the
So,
our
so
red logo in the background.
and here's something to prove to a lot of people. They have that question when they're first starting, and all you hiring professionals out there as well. Neither Preston nor myself have any certs up until the point we started our own company.
Yeah.
And that cert is not, it's a great one. It's an application based one, which is why we chose it. But both very successful careers, both zero certifications. So if you're asking yourself, do I have to? The answer is no. Um, if you have the opportunity to, should you? Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, why
I'd
not?
say jump on it.
I would never tell someone not to get a certification. I would always tell someone to like do it if not. But I would say like things like Security Plus. Or I guess we can like pivot into that real quick since we're just
Yeah, let's. This is
throwing. We have
yeah.
no structure whatsoever today. We'll
No,
catch
no,
that one day.
no. Last
But
time was more organized than this, but that's okay.
but
That's
in
okay.
terms of and I gotta go in the next 10-15 minutes anyway. We'll have to cut this
Yeah.
one short. But we'll talk about certs real quick. Um, just for like people that I see, there's two people watching this right now. So
Uh,
for you guys,
one's me and one's probably you.
no, I don't have our stream up anymore. I closed it out
Oh,
once
right.
I figured out the thing was okay. But um, where's it going? Oh, it's certs. So like people will tell you, oh, get Security Plus. Oh, get certified ethical hacker. Well, the answer is if you want to work in government, yes. If the answer is you want to work in the private sector, uh, in my experience,
Networking pays off more. I
it pays
interrupted.
off more. So go to your sorry, there's a conference coming up, and I thought I was missing it right now, but it's in a couple
Oh.
days. Um, I was like, dang. But yeah, these things. There's better certs out there. Like I would say for level one cert for blue team, you're never. It's very rare you're able to jump straight into red team. By the way, like most, it's just red team like penetration testers are usually more experienced people because they have to. Now I've seen it, and you can tell when there's a like quote unquote very junior green pen tester because he has no idea what he's talking about, he or she or whatever,
Yep,
and
seen that.
it just they offer silly stuff recommendations and stuff. Um, oh, I'm like dropping frames on my thing. Oh well,
Oh,
it doesn't really matter.
I have
You're
a pretty similar perspective. If you're going to start in blue team, well, if you're going to start, uh, and you have an opportunity through networking, take it. That's going to be your biggest advantage is through people you know and through people you know that are interested in this field. If you want to go down the certification training, like remember we wrote out that huge list, or I did over at the
yeah.
AZ02, like, and I put it into play at what was that, Cerberus?
Hmm.
um, like that's it, legit works, man. You don't need certs. You need to be able to speak to your experience. You need to be able to speak to the knowledge base, and tech can be taught.
Yeah.
Tech can be taught, you
And
know?
I would say like there's more certs that are more bang for your buck. Like
Yes.
EJPT, um, Blue Team Labs level one, the from Security Blue Team Labs, whatever they're called, the INE certs. These things are punch above their weight. The
I
INE,
think that,
EPP, whatever certified or CPPP certified professional penetration, CPPT. Yeah, there we go. The eLearn one, that is better than the OSCP from everything I've read, and the training's better, and it's a real world penetration test, and it costs a fraction of the price. It is $400 opposed to what's the OSCP right now for training and stuff?
so when I signed up for it, it was 1,000 for one test. I think now they have, and that was within a time frame. I think now they're doing 2,000 for two tries over the course of a year, I think is what they're trying. But what I'm trying to look up right now is there is a certification roadmap that Paul Jeremy does. Let me send this over to you right quick. And you'll see on there exactly what Preston was talking about, where the EPPTX or whatever it is from eLearn/INE, um, it punches above its weight. It punches above OSCP. It's like a quarter of the price, a third of the price. Not to knock OSCP, they've really been trying to step up their game with like access into the labs. Yeah, ECPTX is like 3 levels, 4 levels above OSCP. Not, I mean, they're both expert level certifications. In my mind, I agree. Like one's endurance and what can you? Did we drop our stream?
No, I'm boomering the video right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, our
Um,
audio capture could change. It's fine. Don't worry. They're still hearing us.
okay. Yeah. So looking at this, I linked it to Preston, and he can show it when he wants to, or when he's able to. But let's say EJPT is just above like the CEH, which is above Sec Plus, if I remember correct. Yeah, way above Sec Plus. So, you know, uh, try to stick with practical ones. Some of these punch above their weight. CRTO is right around the same level as the ECPTX. Oh no, that's the extreme one. I was thinking the ECPPT is the next one for eLearn, which is still a little bit below OSP, I'd say. But you were saying it's similar difficulty. Is that what you're saying?
The Yeah, I consider it, except for the OSCP is artificially hard because of the 24-hour um
Time.
the time. Yeah. Wait, does he have EJPT on here? Where is it? Oh, it's right here. So he puts this right. EJPT is right in between intermediate and beginner.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and that's $200. Not well, 250 I guess for the lab.
I did mine for $50,
Well,
right? For the
200 for the test, and then 50 for the
oh the
stuff.
training. No,
Yeah.
no, I did my test for $50, but I had a coupon. They were having a bunch of
No
issues.
one cares
But
about programming language stuff. You don't need to be certified to do that. Oh, there's PNPTs, nice intermediate.
yep,
He has an OSCP above the PNPT. All right.
correct. Yeah. Yep.
And then CRE certified. Oh, it's reverse engineer.
There's the CRTO one I
Oh,
was
I
talking.
see. He's also got forensics and he's got these in separate, um,
Yeah.
whatever. So we can just
Yeah.
concentrate on this side of the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's it makes sense. That's our AO, right? Security operations, where we both lived.
Yeah. So,
Our,
oh, CRTO too.
yeah, it's way up there.
Where's the? Oh wow, he puts the eLearn stuff away. And then the rest of the offensive security stuff is like the top of the list. Okay, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
I don't
I
disagree.
know nothing about them. Like
I,
zero nilch.
well, I would say for some reason all my exposure to like the web app stuff, or not web app, sorry, the uh like remote access. What am I thinking? Your access points and stuff, your routers and stuff. What's that called when you're hacking that stuff? Um, those all seem to be super low low entry points, low barriers, low level of instruction in order to pass them. As far like I've looked at 3 or 4 courses and gone through them, and they're they're not amazing for the space that they're living in. You know
Hmm.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Your wireless. That's what I was thinking of. Sorry, your wireless access and stuff.
Well, I mean, you mean like that stuff is it's all on site stuff. So usually like DDoSing attacks and again Wi-Fi stuff. I've hacked Wi-Fi, but very rudimentary. Like I have no
Yeah, yeah,
idea.
super low level stuff.
But from my experience is that other than like exploiting the protocol, there's not really much you do with Wi-Fi except for make sure that passwords are secure, you're using the right protocols, and
Monitor for rogue
yeah,
access
monitor
points.
for that's essentially what. Like, so I have never found it interesting enough to get into. In my
So I got a comment from someone that's watching our stream, and they're saying they can't chat or anything for us because he was
oh
trying to. Yeah, it says chat's restricted, follows only for 1 month, so he can't respond to us.
like I guess there's some Twitch thing. I apologize if you can hear me. I'll fix that. We're about to end the stream
Figure
anyway.
it out. Figure it out.
I will
Damn it.
figure it out. There's this freaking coding or threat intelligence utility, uh, doing day-to-day operations, and all this other. I have construction going on in my house. I don't know if you can hear all the banging of sledgehammers. So there's a lot of. Okay, I'll figure it out. This adding Twitch streamer on top of that is just
No
annoying.
mercy. No mercy.
All right, I think we should call it here though,
Yeah,
because
so we're gonna
this
wrap it
has
up.
already been a disastrous episode they're gonna be uploading anyway.
He's got to pick up his cats. You say we're not uploading this one?
No, we'll be uploading it. Why not?
Okay.
It's
Okay.
bad, but you'll see the improvement over time, so it'll be kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah, we need that benchmark, man. We need that benchmark for ourselves.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so in conclusion, see ya.
Have a good one.
Yeah, thank you.